Hi Flosstube, it's Shelly KX Stitch on Instagram, and it's only stitching here on YouTube. It is September 5th, 2023, and it is Tuesday. And it is 75 degrees, but I was drying my hair, so I'm sweatier than I should be for 75 degrees. Okay, got a lot of new starts, couple finishes, yada yada. A lot of whips, right? Always a lot of whips. First up is a restart I did. Stacy Nash Primitives Early Alphabet Pillow, and this is 7x9 on 28 count, and I did it on 16 count, fiber on a whim. Some kind of latte, right? Cafe au lait. And it's right here. And as I was stitching it, I was thinking, oh, this is so orange. Why didn't I use a red? But this is 9.75, and so I just left it though. This is something else. This is Lamping to My Feet that I need to finish. It's very, very close. The T has like a solid color behind it, and I think maybe the bottom might have some more solid behind it. I gotta pull out that pattern and figure that one out. So that was a restart and a finish. And I did a lot of work on this, Black Willow Farm by Carriage House Samplings. And I'm not sure how out of print really this is. It's just old, and I bought it for like 15 bucks on eBay. But I wonder if you contact her through her website, if she still is actually selling this. I don't know. I did this on some 14 count murky because I like the coloring of this murky. My other murky my more recent murky seems very brown instead of this color. It's a very dark brown. So I used the NPI. It was charted in Threadworks. No, Silken Colors. And so I did the NPI, except for the black is Anchor Black. And I just really have to fill in this line down here and then the rest of the barn door. And I also changed the color of the sheep because it was almost the color of my fabric. See, so here you can see how I have to fill that in. So this one is almost done. That's exciting. I love this one. And let's see what else. That is in my bag I won from Heidi's Homemade. And she's Heidi's Homemade on Instagram and YouTube. She has a YouTube channel, a Flosstube. And I know her from a Zoom that we both go to by Stitching with Sandy. And you can go on that Zoom too if you want. Just message Sandy for the link. Then this I started on Saturday, and I was just stitching because I borrowed the pattern and I'm returning the pattern because I don't need it anymore. And I just have to fill in the grout and fill in the roof. And I changed the roof color. It was supposed to be this color, but look how close it is to my barnwood. So the roof is black coffee. And this I changed from cherry bark to bandana, and this I changed from angel hair, which I did not have, to 712, and this is also 712. And because the DMC conversion for it is not 712, but it's kind of yellow, and I didn't want this down here, the snow, to be yellow. So that's my story. My favorite part about this, besides I love the brick, the bricks are all one color. They are raspberry parfait. Beautiful color. And then my favorite part about this is all the fruit above the doorway. The pineapple, and I think it's either pomegranates or apples and oranges. So this has been super duper fun. This color is a little browner. It looks gray, doesn't it? It's brown with a pink overtone, but it also seems gray. Like when I'm stitching it close up, I feel like I'm stitching on gray. Very interesting fabric. And then I don't have the thing for this, but this is Welcome to the North Pole by Primrose Cottage. And one of my friends gave me this pattern. Thank you very much for the pattern. And I'm stitching out on 16 count coastal PTP, so I've had to change the blues so they show up, I think. And then the red is Turkish red, which is called for, but I changed a bunch of the greens to something different. I don't know offhand. But this is really cute. It's big, but it's really cute. And then I finished my Sheepish Antiques the EB sampler. And you can see the colors in this. I really changed the colors a lot because it's like 12 different greens And then the blue and the pink that's in here just reminds me of country blue and country pink from like the 80s. So I changed those colors to be more like 926, 927, whatever those colors are in there. That's what the blues are now mostly. I think one of them was already in here. So I tore out this row, I tore out this row, I tore out that row, I tore out maybe 8 of the letters and 5 of the numbers. You know, I tore out a ton of this to change to the colors that I wanted it to be. So I'm very happy with it now, because as I was stitching it, I'm like, oh, I should stitch this again and totally change the colors. I'm like, Shelly, if you just do some ripping right now, you can change it and do the colors you want now and not do it twice, because really, how likely is it that I'm going to do something twice? It's super not likely at all. That is the answer to that one. Okay, let's see what this is. Okie dokie. Then this is amazing, the progress I made on this. I just did a little bit of the line of green going across. It's on PTP Legacy, and this is Dutch Beauty, which is a huge sampler by Permanent of Copenhagen. It's still available, and I really want to work on this for Sampler September. And I started working from the bottom up, and I think I'm about to here. Yeah, I'm up to there. And then I'm doing this line across because I want to cut my fabric. So that's what I was working on, was this line of grass going across. And this is a super limited color palette. It's only, I think, 6 colors or 8 colors. And if you look at Michelle Cozy Egg, she is doing a color conversion to like a goth colorway. So she's got it on gray and the flowers. Let's see, what flowers did she do? She has a big bouquet done and it's a lot of red. Where did she start? I don't know where she started because I don't see the flowers that she did. But anyway, she's got it going, and it's really pretty to see it with a different colorway. And before you start it, you should realize there are different colorways, because I did not. And one of my colors really melts into my fabric, but I just left it because I couldn't find another color. But I should have just deepened all the colors. Like, you know, hindsight. Okay, so here's what I said I was up to on the right side. And I had all this part done. Whoop. And I probably had till about here done. So all I've really done is like this. I did that while I was babysitting on Friday. And because my grandson was sick, so he couldn't go to daycare, so I got to babysit. But it's pretty in the color. You know, it's very muted. But I do like muted. I don't know. I was going to add some more pink to it, but I couldn't find some more pinks that I like. So these are the pink and the blue and the kind of gold color. I think those are the only real deep colors. Everything else is kind of like muted green or brown. So this is fun. This is going to get more. This is on a yard of fabric. This is going to get some more work. I know Brenda is also working on it. Hi, Brenda. Brenda Holzman on Instagram. Ooh, if you want to see some beautiful samplers, go follow her on Instagram. Okay, that was on PTP Legacy. I don't know if I said or not. I think I did. I did a super tiny bit on my, I'm not even sure I did this since I last saw you. Anyway, I started another stocking, and I should have looked to see if I already showed this. I'm using it's like over-dyed Pearl Cotton 5. This is Weeks. I also have some DMC that's not variegated and a little bit of Classic Colorworks that they had, and I'm doing this just on some 14 count Vintage Country Mocha yeah, that's what this is. And here's my start so far. It's just 3 different colors, and I pulled the wrong color for the tree trunk, and I just left it. And I need to get an even bigger needle than this. I think this is a 26, but I think I need a 24 because it kind of flattens out my floss when it goes through the eye of the needle. So I don't know. I like 2 strands. Like this is like, feels like I'm pulling too much. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get used to it. I hope I do, because I just bought, you know, 2 stockings worth of floss in the Pearl Cotton. And this is Mary Barr's. This is another just huge sampler. And this is my, this linen. This is Needle and Flax, Ada, 16 count. Dirty Teacup. And Mary Bars, I should show the picture. The picture's in here somewhere. Look, it's another Spacing Ash. Mary Bars. So she is huge. She is 328 by 355. And on 36 count over 2, she's 18 1/4 by 19 3/4. So mine's gonna be even bigger than that. But I just love all the crazy stuff just stuffed in there and not very repetitive. It's a little bit repetitive, like this and that. And I changed the colors a little bit on it. I changed to a darker blue, and I think I'm gonna change this pink too, because this is like sanguine or something, and it looks kind of weird, I think, on this fabric. And so I changed the pink up here for the strawberries. So I did mostly, I had a little bit of these strawberries started, and so I finished the strawberries and redid the blue. Yeah, and I put blue on the chair too. So this and that Sheepish Antique, I was ripping on both of them. Things that I had already done. I'm like, yeah, my progress is going backwards instead of forwards. So I think that color, it looks like, yeah, this is Old Brick by Gast that I'm using for the primary. Okay, this is my Northwind Santa, which is a Dimensions kit, which I bought the kit now for, because I found that for a good deal. And so I've just been working more in his beard going down, and I think I did this too, but not very much. And so I got the thread that was supposed to go with this kit, because originally I didn't buy the kit. I just bought the pattern from the kit because somebody had used the floss. So I wanted to show this because I now took the floss card from the kit, the new kit I bought, to Joann's, so I could look at all the floss colors and see. And I don't know how much of it I'm going to change, because I've already done the face, and that was the thing that bothered me the most. I guess I wanted to look at all the ecru's and stuff for his white on his coat. Okay, then a little bit I worked on Letters from Mermaids. Pam Stitching in the Land of Good Enough has once a month. I don't know which one it is. It's either the second or fourth Thursday. She has Fancy Folk, and so this is my Fancy Mermaid. And so I did work on this a little bit, and I got a lot done in the time that I had, but it was like 2 or 3 hours. It was pretty long. This is on some Lugana, yeah, Wedgwood 25 count. And gosh, everything's looking super wrinkled. I filled in almost the whole K. I had like one side, like to there done on this side of the K, and then I filled in everything else while I was talking. So she's getting closer, and I converted some of this because it was very green, but I changed the tail to like a blue treasure braid. Let's see how green hers is. It's very green. So I just have to do all these little, I don't know what you call them. They look kind of like tentacles, but they're not. So I got to do those. And she should be done pretty soon. Right? If I keep plugging away. And yeah, and I have the beads, the original beads for her. So I guess I will be getting green beads, even though it's not getting green floss. Then I made an order to Jen's Stitching Niche. Hey Jen, if you're watching, sometimes she does. Because I just saw this Tin Roof by Weeks, 30 count, and I really like the 30 count. I think it's fun. I know it's the loose old weave, but I don't know. I like their old stuff, and I like 30 count. And I bought some floss because I was talking to Kim, Contented Needlework Kim, and she was talking about she's gonna go for the day to the SoCal Stitchers retreat in a few weeks here. And we were talking about the dates, and she said the date, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the date I thought it was. I'm free those dates. So I quick went to the Facebook group to see if I could go, and I can go. So I'm going and I'm staying there, and Kim's coming for the day, and Stitch and Sandy's coming for the day, and people from her Zoom. So awesome, right? So anyway, so I got these from Jen. I bought them to play left, center, right. I always say the name of it wrong, but I think that's what it is. It's a game where you have a couple dice and you're just rolling them, and they're marked L, C, or R, and it's mindless and fun. And they're gonna, instead of using some money or chips or something, they're using floss. So for every game you put in 3 floss. So I thought, oh, that'll be fun to put in some fancy floss. This is really good. Oh, good, it is in here. I don't know why, but I worked a tiny bit on this. It's a Russian kit. I'm sure I got this off of my bobbin. So it came with the floss, and it came with the fabric, which is like a, what is that stuff called? It's the one that's got all the flakes in it. So here's my pig, and I've just done this kind of peach, like tannish, the tannest color in there. I did like right through here. So I just felt like doing full coverage for a moment. So I did it. But when I picked up my thing, look, there's nothing for the first one. So I don't know where that floss is. And I think I need a little bit more of it. And I'm not even sure I put the right thing in, because one of the symbols is the number one, and one of the floss colors is numbered 1. So, cause see how there's numbers on here? So I think floss color 2, the symbol for this floss, is the number 1. Stupid. I can't do that. So I'm thinking maybe I even did the wrong color for 1. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going. Just moving on, and I'll just, I don't know, just keep doing something. Oh, this is a Stitch and Button bag, Vicky, and she sells it on her Facebook group, and it comes with like a thing like this. Facebook group and Instagram, I think sometimes. I don't think she sells that much on Instagram anymore. And then I got some fabric from a friend. Thank you very much. Also got the barnwood from her. And I was working on this, which I don't even know if I showed this before. It's, I don't think I have. Somehow Stitchworks, Nordic Yuletide, and they're all just single color. And I thought, oh, they might be good for a biscornu. And the one I'm doing, I think is this one, which looks like, what do you call those? Lemoyne stars, 8-pointed stars. I'm doing this on some Weeks Charlotte's Pink? No, blush. And 30 count. And then I'm doing it without a hoop because it's kind of stiff. And here it is so far. And I thought I'm just using whatever colors. I decided to use more than one color. So that's 2 different colors. So that's fun. I'll see how it turns into a biscornu. Got to finish doing the stitching first. It's another thing I have to do for that retreat. I need to make a small. So we shall see. I think that is it. Yeah, it's amazing now that I don't have to babysit anymore, right? I have more time to film, record, not film. So it's a quick one, but I hope you are happily stitching. Tell me what you've been working on. And there's a tiny bit of a life update, I guess. So I'll go into that. It's gonna be quick. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna go see my dad and my stepmom. They only live about an hour and a half to 2 hours in traffic away from me. And it's down the freeway that I hate going down. But my son lives partway. My middle child, my older son, lives partway down there. So I'm gonna stop in the morning and visit him. And he works from home, so he'll be there, but he'll probably be working until lunchtime. But they have 6 foster kittens and a cat of their own, so I get to play with those. So I'm very happy to do that. They're, I think they're all black kittens. At least 4 of them are black. So it's gonna be so fun. And I can stitch while I'm sitting there. I just told him, oh, don't worry about entertaining me, because I will, I can entertain myself easily. Take some stitching. And what else have I been doing? We've just been at the beach a lot because it's cooler there. And we went out to a new restaurant last night in the town north of where we are, and it's like a beach town. and it's very relaxed. But the restaurant, of course, my husband picks it, right? I don't know if I've said it on any of these. I don't think I have, but when I used to film on my old channel, I would talk about how he's a hipster in disguise as an older man. So he picked this gastropub. So we went to it, and it had a beautiful outdoor patio, and there were a lot of people there. Everyone very casually dressed. The food was delicious, and it was supposed to be Belize, the country, inspired food. So we had, I had I think cochinita pibil taco. So that was marinated pork inside of a banana leaf, and then it was put into like a street taco type of thing. Delicious. And then he had mussels. They had a lot of seafood stuff too. And it was fun to be out somewhere new, and it was delicious because the place that we used to like going all the time was in our harbor, and so it had a great location, but the food was really hit or miss. Like, I was like, we got to find out when the good cook is working, and then only go then, because you could just get like not a good meal at all. So he was very happy that we broke out of our shell and tried a gastropub. It makes me roll my eyes, I know. So they put down a little bottle of water for us to fill our water glasses from, and it had like a mouth like this big, and so I thought that was gonna be my water, and I would have to drink out of this jar like that, because I wouldn't put it past these hip places. I don't even know what it's called anymore. I was texting my friend Cheryl, and I said, "Is it hip? Is it cool? I don't know what you call it, but it's something." And it was fun just to be out and do something a little bit different. And I said, like I said, I babysat my grandson, and what else did I do? Oh, my daughter's pregnant again. I can finally tell people. She's due sometime in March. She probably doesn't really want that out there, but she said I could tell people. So, hey, people, I'm telling you. Don't know if it's a boy or girl yet, but that's very exciting. And it was really funny when she told me it was the first day that Big Brother was on TV. And so she had my grandson in a Big Brother t-shirt, and it said Big Brother, and it had that house design like their logo is. And I'm like, oh, your mom put you in the Big Brother shirt because Big Brother's starting tonight. Because I'm a huge nerd about Big Brother, right? I've watched all of them. And so I take a picture and I sent it to Cheryl because she watches it too. And I look at the picture I've just sent, and it's like, March 24? Oh my gosh, she means he's going to be a Big Brother in March 24. So I was just like laughing, like, oh my gosh. But it was good because I got to tell her accidentally, because I wasn't supposed to tell anyone until today. So it worked out for me too, just being like pretty dense. Because I saw the 24 on it, and I was thinking, oh, it's 23. It's from last year. I don't know. It just didn't hit me that was next year's date was 24. Oh, here comes Maggie. I think she might come up. You want to come up? Come here. And so she, there she is. She thinks I'm looking too not sweaty enough. And what else? I think that's about it, but that was our big news. So that's definitely why I need to make another stocking, even though I haven't even finished my grandson's to begin with. So I think that's about it. Oh, I got a new car. We turned our old car in and got a new one. It's an electric, it's a Rivian. I know, people don't know what that is. They only have two models, a truck and an SUV. So we had the truck, and then our number came up for the SUV. So we traded in the truck. And now I'm having a really hard time getting it insured because it's considered an exotic vehicle, because they just don't know what they are. So you have to send pictures and do all the rigmarole. And my husband reads the message boards, and he said, yeah, we'll be lucky if we get insurance from our insurance company. So I think we're still waiting to hear definitively. She's purring even though I'm holding her like this and she's trying to get away. So anyway, I hope you're stitching something great, and I hope you're enjoying Sampler September, and I'm going to be stitching some samplers.